What is up, team? I am the Masters Math Teacher, and in this video we're going to learn about one-to-one. So jump on board and let's get into it. So let's start by looking at what a function is. Okay, remember we did this last video, but just a quick recap. A function, for you to be a function, you need to have, for each x value, there is only one y value. So for each x value, there is only one. Remember, one y value. So you might ask, why do I need to know that? Well, because one-to-one is very, very similar. To be one-to-one, for each y value this time, so for each y value, there is only one x value. Okay? So this is why it's important to know both when you're dealing with this. So let's take a look at an example. So let's look at A, okay? This is the same A, I'm pretty sure, that we used last time, but alas, we've got 1, 2, we've got 2, 3, 5, 1, and -2, 4. So now, without knowing whether this is a function or one-to-one, we can say this is a relation. And remember, that's because it's a set of ordered pairs. So this is definitely a relation. Now let's see whether it's a function or one-to-one or both. So we list the x values. The x values we have are 1, 2, 5, and -2. Okay, so for each of the ordered pairs here, we have a unique x value. Okay, that means that for each x value, there is only one y value because we haven't listed it twice. So this means it is a function. Okay, unique x's. Now let's take a look at the y values. So now we know this is a function, that's handy. The y values we know are 2, 3, 1, and 4. Okay, well, these all relate one y value to each x value. So it is also one-to-one. And that's because we have unique y's. Okay, so this is a one-to-one function. Okay, we can say the exact terminology for this is that A is a one-to-one function. Okay, because it's both one-to-one and a function. Okay, so let's have a look at something that isn't one-to-one. We got B equals 1, 2, 2, 2, 5, 1, and -2, 4. So we start by listing all the x values. We got 1, 2, 5, and -2, the same as before. And again, they're all unique. So it is a function. Now we list the y values. We have 2, 2, 1, and 4. So we've listed 2 twice. It's saying at the y value of 2, we have 2 corresponding x values, which means based on our definition at the top here, for what a one-to-one function is, this does not pass. So it is not one-to-one. Okay. Now we can actually see this graphically as well, the same way as before. So if we pull up a graph, let's do A first. Okay, so we've got, I'll pull up my blue. We've got the point 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3. We've got 5, 1, it's down here. And -2, 4, it's up here. Now, when we were doing the function test, we did a vertical line test to check if it is a function or not. So we drew these vertical lines and it passes, so it was a function. Passes for all these points. You might be able to guess, but to find out whether or not it's a one-to-one, we actually get to do the exact opposite. We get to do a horizontal line test. And if we pass through only one point in our horizontal line, then it is one-to-one. And sure enough, this is one-to-one. So I'm going to make this green for one-to-one and red for a function. Okay? So let's look at B. Let's graph B now. So I'll go down here a little bit, pull up my graph. Now, blue for plotting the points. We're going to go with 1, 2. So 1, 2. Then we're going to look at 2, 2. So now that's going to be 2, 2. So it's actually going to be here. So 2, 2. Then we've got 5, 1. 5 across, 1 up. So down here. 5, 1. And negative 2, 4. So, if I pull up my red, again, it's fine, right? We're drawing the lines, and we're only hitting 1 each time. So it's definitely a function. Definitely a function. But then if we pull out our green marker, and we start to draw the horizontal lines. Okay, that one's good, that's fine. But then if we go here, we hit it once, and then we hit it twice. We've hit it twice. So that is not a one-to-one because we've hit it twice, okay? It is not unique. Remember, by the definition, for each y value, there is only one x value, okay? So that's how we can see that. Let's look at some of the examples we know and love. Let's look at y equals 1 over x. Y equals 1 over x. Now, hopefully you recall, this is a hyperbola. Now, a hyperbola has asymptotes at x equals 0 and y equals 0. I'm just drawing them in black this time. If you were doing this correctly and graphically, you would like to make these different colors. However, for this purpose, I'm using the different colors to see if it's one-to-one or a function. And x equals 0. Now, it looks kind of like this. I'll go with my blue this time. Boom. And boom. So this is my hyperbola. So first, let's check if it's a function. Draw our horizontal lines. Yep, only hits once. We're good. Yep, awesome. Chuck one over here. Good. Now, even though it gets really steep at some of the points, it still only hits once. Okay, even though it is getting really steep, it still only hits once. So this is a function. Now let's check, is it one-to-one? Draw our horizontal lines. Yep, that's good. Yep, this one's good. Hits once. Once was here. Draw another one down here. Yep, once. And you can check that on every single point. And you'll find out that this is also one-to-one. So when you're writing this, if the question asks, is this a one-to-one function? You would say yes. It is a one-to-one function. So what about our other good friend, the y equals x squared graph? We all love the y equals x squared graph, our basic parabola. So let's draw it. Grab out our blue. For our normal parabola, straight through the center. Mine's a little steep there, but you get the idea. We knew from before, the previous video, that this is definitely a function. No matter where we draw that, it's all good. So we got a function. Tick. But now let's check our horizontal line test. Once. Twice. Again, once, twice. Uh-oh. So, 1 to 1, definitely not a 1-to-1 function, okay? So this is a function, but it is not 1-to-1. Now there is one other graph I want to show you here. Now we won't get into the equation of this graph, I'll just draw it visually, because the equation isn't so important right here. But it's a sideways parabola. And it looks something like that. So let's check this guy. Let's check if it's a function. Go down. It hits once there. Okay. Do another one. Once. Twice. Function. Nothing. Because it doesn't pass the vertical line test. Okay. It hits twice. So it's not a function. However, let's check if it's 1-to-1. We check here. Yep. That's good. Check here. Yep. Good. Down here. Yep. We're all good. So it's actually 1-to-1. However, we now cannot say that this is a 1-to-1 function. We can say it's 1-to-1, definitely, but we cannot say it's a 1-to-1 function. So what we actually say, this is a 1-to-1 relation. Okay? Because it's still a set of ordered pairs, and it does pass the 1-to-1 test, but it is not a function. So this is a 1-to-1 relation. So you guys need to be really, really careful when you're looking at the questions, because sometimes in your textbook, it'll say, are these graphs 1-to-1 functions? So that means you have to find out, is it a function firstly, and then is it 1-to-1? Well, that's all the skills you need in order to find out whether they're functions or 1-to-1. So that's it from me. It's a short one today. I'd wish you good luck, but I know you don't need it. Go smash out some mathematics. And as always, if you liked this video, give it a like. If you didn't, give it a dislike. And let me know in the comments, what can I do better? If you have a topic you want me to cover, let me know in the comments below.